Drew James here from LearnGuitarInLondon.com. This lesson is a technique lesson, spicing up your rhythm playing a little bit using something that we call bass notes, or picking out the first string that you play in a chord. So what I was just doing there was messing around with G, C and D, and I was just picking out the bass notes. I'm going to be showing you a few rhythm patterns, and I'm going to be showing you the most effective way to get the bass notes without hitting the wrong strings. So let's have a look at the left hand and see how we do it. Now I'm going to be showing you a few rhythm patterns and a few chords. I'm going to go through it reasonably quickly. The reason being that it's going to depend on from song to song which one you're going to want to do, and also what I'm really here is I'm giving you ideas, I'm giving you inspiration. These aren't songs necessarily. But to start with, I'm going to be using the folk G chord, or you can use your regular G chord, doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to move that down, so the index and middle are down here for a C add 9. Right. So I was up here, these fingers are moved, and then finally I'm going to play just the index finger, always leaving these locked in here. So they're the chords that I'm going to use to start with. So G, C add 9, and this is called a D suspended 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to do bass note hit. So a bass note hit means playing the first string, instead of strumming the chord, playing the first string that you would normally strum in a chord. So for this G, that would be the first one we'd strum, the thickest string. So we're going to go bass note, then 3 strums. Now what I suggest you do is look at your right hand, or your strumming hand. So notice I'm keeping my hand close, I'm not going... Okay, I'm keeping it close. And I'm not doing big movements, I'm just keeping it. And then we're going to change chord. So when we change, the bass note's then going to change. This chord is a C style chord, so it means if you know your C well, we're always strumming from the bottom 5. C add 9. And then we're going to move to the D star chord, which means open D string. Then round in a circle. I'm just changing a bit quicker now after every 4. So you see, it really makes your rhythm sounds a lot more exciting than just... So when we start adding in, starts to sound even cooler. So what I'm going to show you next is the same chord progression, but we're going to do something called alternating the bass notes. So what you're going to do is with whatever chord you've got, if it was a C, a D, an A, whatever, even with bar chords as well, it's the same thing. The top 2 strings that you normally strum are the bass notes. So they're the ones that we're interested in picking to give our rhythm a bit more zhuzh, I suppose you could say. So we're going to go, so this time we're going to pick the next bass note down. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, then change of chord. So that's alternating the bass notes, okay? Right, let's try another pattern now, and let's try some other chords. Let's try E, A, and E. Let's keep it nice and simple for now. Alright, so A, we're going to try this rhythm. So that's bass note, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Then we're going to change to E. Now what would the bass note be on E? Well, it would be this string. So if you're going to do each chord, you could go bass note, alternate, next bass note, then alternate. And... oops. So that's another rhythm pattern that you can do, alternating the bass notes. Finally, one of the rhythm patterns that I find the most versatile is this chill out pattern. We'll use C and G for this one. So the chill out pattern is down, down, miss, down, up, miss, up, down, up. Now you've guessed it, we're just going to stick a bass note on the first, what would be the first down, so it's bass note, down, up, miss, up, down, up, bass note. We're going to go to a D, C, G, D, C, C, alternating the bass notes. I really hope you've found this lesson useful. I've often found with beginners that once you can strum a few chords and you're getting a few songs together, occasionally your rhythm can start to sound a little bit dull. So it's really cool to add in bass notes like we've just been doing. Try it with a few songs that you may be learning. I've included an example of a song that I've taught a lesson for called I Will Follow You Into the Dark by Death Cab for Cutie. If you click on this link here, you can visit that. This lesson was brought to you by brightonguitars.co.uk. You can also check out my website learnguitarinlondon.com for over 100 free lessons. There's also a student area there which you can join for free. All it takes is an email address and then I send you hints and tips on becoming a better guitarist. I like teaching acoustic, fingerstyle. I specialise in beginners and intermediates. I'm not a shred virtuoso kind of guy, that's not my thing. So go over there, join the community. It's a really cool little place if you enjoy playing acoustic guitar.